Welcome back to another video. Today we are tackling the world famous breakfast burrito. And I feel for some reason the breakfast burrito hasn't quite come over to the UK. I can't find one in a brunch spot for love nor money. So we've decided to make it ourselves and we're hoping for a big win. That's what we're hoping for. And it starts off with the salsa. So without further ado, so spring onions, just roughly chopped. Set that to one side. We'll halve the chili. Some garlic here. We'll do a bit of onion. So we'll go red and white, so we'll have the best of both worlds. And then just half our tomatoes like this. So, hot pan, a little bit of veg oil. And really simply, just going to get that into the pan for it to caramelize. We've also got some tomatillos, which I got from a special Mexican food vendor. And they're a green tomato used loads in Mexican cooking. Really hard to find here. So if you want to make this completely 100% authentic, these green tomatillos, we're going to blitz them up with the salsa. We're going to give a really nice acidity to the final salsa. So while that cooks down, we can move on to our hash browns. Now, who doesn't love a hash brown? I will say with my chest that the hash brown is the best part of the breakfast, without a doubt. So we've got some Maris Piper potatoes here. I like a Maris Piper because it has a lot of starch, and that starch is going to caramelize, so we get extra crispy hash browns, because no one wants a soggy hash brown. That should be a crime. In fact, if I did become Prime Minister, not that I ever want that job, but I would ban soggy hash browns. That would be my first. I'd run on that. Mikey, would you vote for me? Absolutely. Yeah?
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
Potato here. Just going to use a cheese grater to grate our potato. And what we're doing here is we're going to get a really nice fine potato, but we're also going to release some of that starch. You'll be amazed how much water is in a potato. So now we need to get some of that starch out of the water. So in order to do that, we need to put a tea towel into a bowl and scoop up our potato and get it into the tea towel. But here is a top tip when cooking potatoes. Potatoes can take a lot more salt than you think. So season it very generously with some salt and also quite a lot of black pepper. And what we're going to do, just going to leave that for about 10 minutes, let the salt extract all that moisture, and then we're just going to wring it out, because what that's going to do is going to make sure we get extra crispy hash browns. And remember, we want crispy hash browns, not soggy hash browns. I love a hash brown. I mean, for me, you're going to not like this, but in Scotland, they have a tatty scone, which basically is like mashed potato with flour, and it's cooked on a plancha. I think hash browns are clear of the tatty scone. Little globs here and there. And this is going to be our hash brown right here. The two hash browns. Now, they aren't holding together right now, but as they heat up, the starch is going to release from the potato and hold it all together. But right now, we're just waiting for those to go nice and golden brown. And then we can move on to our protein. So we've got some streaky bacon, some sausages, and some chorizo. The chorizo is going to add a really nice spiciness and add another depth of flavor. But what you do need to do is run a knife along the length of the chorizo, and it comes with this skin, so you're just going to peel it off like this. And the great thing about cooking the hash browns first is that when we add the sausages and the bacon and the chorizo, all that fat is going to mix in and the potatoes are going to absorb it, so we're not going to lose any flavor. Hash browns are coming along nicely. We're just going to add in our streaky bacon now. And like I said, all that fat from the bacon is going to render out and kiss the potatoes. So in we go with the chorizo. Sausages go on. I mean, already it's a bit outrageous, to be honest. And now it's all about just being patient. Being patient and waiting for everything to be cooked, and then we can assemble. If you're sat there at home thinking, oh, I want him to make this or that, let me know in the comments, and me and Mikey will get around to it. So for the pico, it's really simple. Now, you've seen this on the channel before. We did it for the carne asada burrito, and also I think it was for the brisket chili con carne. It's just diced up tomatoes, diced up onion, coriander, a little bit of lime juice, olive oil, salt and pepper, mix it up, and that's a really fresh, vibrant, zingy salsa. So everything's nearly there now. We've got our browned vegetables here. Do you want to have a look at this? So they're really nice and caramelized. That flavor has concentrated, so they've gotten stronger, sweeter, better. And we just need to get that into our food processor. Look at that. Oh my, my. Now the secret ingredient is something called a tomatillo. Now this is a Mexican tomato. They're green, they're slightly acidic, but these have come in already cooked. They're an absolute staple of Mexican cooking. I got this one online. I think it's called Mex Grocer. They're really cheap. Got it delivered to my door along with the Big Daddy tortillas. But we're gonna add this in here. With a load of coriander, or cilantro, as the Mexicans would say, and a load of lime juice. Okay. Blend it. Ah! Why is this not working? Because it wasn't plugged in. Here we go, let's try it. Oh. Ooh. Wow, that takes you on a journey. It starts off sweet and tangy, then the spice kicks in, and then the acidity comes in. We're just gonna add a touch of salt. Oh yeah, that is. Oh, okay. Wow, that is lovely. So everything's ready now. Salsa's done. Pico's done. Protein is cooked. Hash browns are cooked. They're golden brown. They're crispy. And have a listen to this. Now that beats the tatty scone. I don't care what Mikey says. He actually said off air. He didn't record this. He's gonna cut. He said that hash brown's better than a tatty scone. We've got our 12-inch tortillas. Now you want something that's quite big. I often find the supermarket tortillas, even the large ones, aren't big enough, and you want the big daddies. So, without further ado, we're gonna get started. So it starts off with a touch of sour cream. Okay, so that goes on the base. Now that is going to act and cool down the salsa. We then move on to our lovely scrambled eggs. We're then going to top it with a little bit of cheese. Then hash browns. Come on, come on. This is outrageous. This should be illegal. We have 2 takes at this. So if I mess this out, we can go again. But hopefully this goes to plan. Breathe in and out and wrap. So we want to fold the sides in and push it down. And that's going to form our base. Then we're going to roll it over and pull it back and then fold in the corners and roll it over. Without further ado, here we go. Mikey was saying before that this might take a top spot in his favourite dishes I've ever made him. And I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to win. So this is my version of an ultimate burrito. Let me know what I did right, what I did wrong, what I could do better next time. Comment down below what you want to see next, and we'll see you next week for another video. Thanks for watching, guys. This is insane. This was worth the wait. This was worth the wait.